Shalom Charumpuka from Zimbabwe was just 9 years old when she began noticing some rashes on her hands and started experiencing itchy sensations. At first, it was easy to ignore, but within a few weeks, it had developed into a full-fledged skin condition that just wouldn't go away. What started as mild itching of the skin had become severe, accompanied by dryness, inflammation, and scaling of the skin on her arms. The condition was diagnosed as eczema, and Shalom began the prescribed course of treatment for a protracted period of time, but it didn't help. For the next 8 years, Shalom would suffer terribly as the condition eventually spread to different parts of her body. Adolescence was particularly hard on her, for in addition to the itching and pain from her cracked, often bleeding skin, she also had to deal with embarrassing comments, stares, and whispers everywhere she went. All these, coupled with the impossible restrictions in movement and her dressing, gravely impacted her mentally, physically, and socially, thus making her condition worsen gradually as time passed. After several years of battle with this skin ailment, she received the life-altering news of the July 2022 Healing Streams live healing services with Pastor Chris, ready and at attention to receive a touch from God that would affect a lasting change in her life and circumstance. She participated in the services on site. Shalom's moment of healing came when the man of God, Pastor Chris, got to her, laid his hands on her, and declared her healed. Glory to God. Watch on as she tells the whole story.
When I was in grade 5, I started to notice some skin rashes on my hands. When it started, I thought it was just heat rash, so I thought it was going to end and finish. I noticed it was really getting worse by the day. I would always make a weird sound at night, which wasn't normal. I wasn't sleeping properly. I felt shortage of breath. I wasn't talking normally, and I wasn't breathing well. I was always blowing my nose to clear my throat. I told my mother about it, and then she said, let's go and see a doctor. And then we went to the best skin specialist in Zimbabwe, and then he told us that it wasn't any skin condition, it was eczema. And then he said that if you are above 13 years old, it cannot go anywhere because you are above the age it has to pass or get removed. And then he said, but I'll give you some prescriptions whereby you have to be using to just reduce the itchiness. And I started using the creams or the prescriptions the doctors would give me, but they were not working because day by day my skin was getting worse. I was always scratching, and the moment I would scratch, blood was coming out, and it was really painful for me. Because at school, I wasn't feeling comfortable without wearing any jersey or any blazer. So at school, I'd always be covering my body. I wasn't comfortable with my skin. I wasn't confident of walking on my own without covering my hands. Everywhere I would go, even when it was hot, I was always covering my skin so that I wouldn't get embarrassed by what people would say about my skin. And at the end, it was making me feel as if I was not normal. I was not a normal child, of which I wanted a normal childhood. And then on this particular day, it was on a Sunday when I went to church. It was announced at church that the healing streams was starting on the following month, which was the July edition. And then I registered for the healing stream with our men of God, and then I participated on site. And when the men of God prayed for me, I felt this joy, this calmness of heart, this burden that I always had. It just left me. After the men of God prayed for me, the following day, I was now breathing well, and I wasn't blowing my nose like I used to do. My skin wasn't itching like it was, and it just stopped. And now I've received my healing. I'm now confident to go to school, and I'm now comfortable to go to school wearing a skirt because my skin is now flawless, smooth. I no longer have any eczema because the man of God, Pastor Chris, prayed for me, and now I received my healing. And I would like to say thank you to the man of God. Thank you, Pastor, for accepting this call of healing the sick around the world. I would want to thank the partners of the Healing School for this great job they are doing. I love you.